Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Define My Day. I'm Nick Boris, and I'm the creator of Define My Day. And today, we're going to be talking about 6 things you can do for self care every day to make sure that you stay as healthy as possible. So, we're going to talk about that. We'll go through our meme of the day. I'm going to give you a prompt from the Do One Thing Every Day That Scares You book. As always, I am always working from my Define My Day planner and journal. And so in doing this every day, I always keep my notes in the back in the notes section. So quick tip, useful tip for how to use Define My Day every day. I got to tell you, today is rough. Last night I was kind of feeling it. This morning, I woke up and was just blah. It's just one of those days where you just need something to you gotta find something to bring up your spirits a little bit. So my wife and I talked about it. Certainly, both kind of going through it right now, and so we're gonna have to figure out something constructive to do today to take our minds off of it, and whether it's a project around the house or just kind of hanging out. I don't know what it might be, what it might look like, but we have to talk and kind of get rolling on something just to kind of change it up a little bit. So, yeah, it's just ups and downs. Today's hump day. It's Wednesday, so hump day. So we're getting over the hump, right? Other than that, I mean, there's nothing real bad going on. It's just just the same thing over and over again. And so I saw this today, and I felt like it kind of fit. Um, Pulling into January, all happy and uh, you know, Travolta just looking confident, and he's got his girl, and they're pulling into January feeling great. Kind of how we thought we were going to be feeling this year, right? Like 2019, we weren't so real good about. I know I was kind of looking forward to 2019 being over, and then now we're pulling into May, and it's just like, what just happened? I mean, like, this is accurate, and this is real accurate. This is, I mean, they look like zombies in that bottom photo, and sometimes, and especially this morning, that's how I felt. So I can relate. I can relate. Can you relate? I can relate. All right, so let's get our prompt, the one thing that scares you prompt. And you know what? I kind of had fun giving away that Define My Day book yesterday. So what I'm going to do is, for anybody, doesn't matter where you are, you could be in the user group, you could be on YouTube, you could be on the Facebook page. For anybody that answers the prompt here, I'll pick one person to get a free Define My Day book today. And we're going to send you a gray one because this book is gray. So or black. We're going to send you something to match. Okay. So this is actually a really good one. So it's simply yes. And the prompt is, today I said yes to an outrageous idea. So anybody that's willing to share, think of an outrageous idea that you want to say yes to today, and write it in the comments. Now, I am going to make this just a little bit more difficult because I think we also want to be accountable, right? So what I want you to do is, when you write your outrageous idea, write it right now. What I want you to do is come back to where you wrote that idea and prove that you did it. So take a selfie, take a picture of what you did, whatever outrageous idea you did, prove that you did it in the comments, and we'll send you a free Define My Day book. All right? So that's my challenge for today. Right now, write down what your outrageous idea today that you are going to say yes to. And if you come back and comment under that post later today with some sort of proof that you did it, we'll send you a free book. One person. I'm not going to send everybody a free book, but one person gets a free book. Cool? I I think, going through like this whole feeling that I have going on right now. I think one of the things I think about is journaling, and I'm going to talk about that in a minute. Let me say hi to everybody. Good morning, Sherry. Good morning to Angel. Yeah, 2919 does seem like it was easy, doesn't it? Good morning, Helen. Good morning, Lori. Good morning, Lori. Good morning, Sandy, Debbie, and Julie. Good morning, everybody. Thanks for joining me. So this, like right now, is I think right now, like journaling might be something that we don't look at a lot. And I think it's right now is when it's probably really important. It's easy to journal when things are fine. It's harder to journal when, your thoughts are really confused, but that's also like when it's really beneficial because it helps you sort that stuff out. And I know a lot of people look at journaling and look at it and kind of roll their eyes. I did too. And I got to be honest, it's the hardest part in the whole define my day process for me because at the end of the day, I'm tired. I don't feel like doing it. And the last thing I want to do is start sifting around in how I'm feeling. I just want to go to bed, right? So it's not easy, but it's really important. But a lot of people they see this page and you can't see it. It's easier said than done because it's a little bright. But you see this page and it just simply says journal right here, right? And then there's blank space. There's no prompt the way that these books give you a prompt. So you kind of have to prompt yourself. And a lot of times what you're journaling there is non-specific, right? It might be, it's just basically, it might not even have anything to do with what your priorities were for the day. It's just how you were feeling at the end of the night. There are many times I've written in here, I'm tired. Like I'm beat. I got, what I wanted to done. I didn't get what I wanted to do done. But a lot of times there's something very specific on my mind. And sorting, like writing that thought down, no matter how important or unimportant it may really be in the grand scheme of things, writing that thought down can help me sift through whatever's going on there and lead me to some other realizations. So I think the journaling is almost like meditation in that you really have to focus and follow that thought process, right? And it takes a little bit of work. So I think that now it's really hard because and there's not even a lot of variety. Like today, I woke up, I did work, and I went back to bed. I watched TV, like whatever. But we had thoughts through the day. And maybe as you're going through your day, like if there's something bothering you, if there's something you feel like is important, if you tend to let those thoughts fly away, there are many times where I have a thought and if I don't write it down or if I don't make a note of it or shoot myself an email, I won't remember. So it's one of the reasons why I like this space right here in the side of the book because I can write down some quick thoughts or like just a one word prompt. And with that one word prompt, if it's something I want to journal, I can put it on the journal page too. I can go explore it a little bit more. And all I need is that one word prompt to say, okay, yeah, I remember it. Now I want to write a little bit more about that. However, it works for you, but you kind of want to just make sure that you make it as easy as possible. But the last part, or the second part's here, that tomorrow I will improve. We see a lot of times people go, well, what if I don't need to improve anything? And I can understand why people are adverse to that thought, but you can always improve. There's always improvement somewhere, either in how you spend your time, to something as small as how you do a task, to maybe how healthy you're eating, to your relationships and the quality of conversations you're having. There is always something to improve. And trying to sidestep that or trying to ignore it or trying to say that, I need to be satisfied with my day today. You can absolutely be satisfied with your progress. That doesn't mean there is no room for improvement. So don't look at this as an accusation of anything. Look at it as an opportunity to make a step forward. If you're not stepping forward, you're taking a step back. So look at that as an opportunity to say, this tomorrow is where I can improve. Don't look at it as an indictment on what you did or did not do today. And then the last part is, I am looking forward to, and this sets up that looking for something positive to get up out of bed for. And right now, it's easy to be cynical, right? It's easy to say, you know, I'm looking forward to getting in my sweats or whatever. Um, Challenge yourself here. Challenge yourself to find that one thing that you're going to take a moment to appreciate tomorrow. It could be the sunrise. It could be, you know, your cat purring. It could be watching TV with a loved one. It could be a Skype or a Zoom call or a FaceTime call with a friend. It could be simply, waking up and giving your kid a kiss good morning. Whatever it is, what tomorrow are you looking forward to? Like, what's your reason for getting up tomorrow? It might be bigger, right? It might not be a small moment. It might be getting back to work. It might be, moving a project forward. It's different for everybody, but you have to shift your mindset every day. You have to realign your mindset. If it's already sort of shifted, maybe you just need to realign it, or make sure you're on the right path. But you got to get your mind going, looking in the right direction, because it's so easy for us to look at what's wrong. We have to look at the things that we have already in our lives. So don't sidestep this part of the process. It's easy. It's the hardest part for me. 100% the hardest part for me. I don't want to do it. It's at the wrong time of the day. It's a pain in the butt. It makes me think about things I don't want to think about. I'm tired of thinking. All of the excuses I make. But this is so valuable. It's so valuable. So stick to it. Give it. If you're not doing it, if you're skipping over it, give it a shot. And see how you come out of that. And I think right now, we like we talk about this when people talk about going on vacation, right? I think like the journaling on vacation is amazing, because you have a document where you see like what's been happening for like over the time, and you can always flip through that and see like, okay, like I remember that, like you're seeing all your memories. Right now, whether your kids read this in 50 years or grandkids, or whether you read it yourself in a year or two, after we're out of this and you see like, oh yeah, I remember that was really bad, or I remember that I made the best of that time, or I remember that happening, and this is how I got through it. It's evidence. It's that documentation. It's that evidence of what you were going through, what you were feeling, how you overcame it, how you struggled. It can be so valuable to you later on, and I think it's something worthwhile for the 5 or 10 minutes it might take to go through every night. All right, let me check out our comments here. Good morning, Julie. Good morning, Carrie. Good morning, Stacy on YouTube. What's up, Caroline? Good to see you. Good morning. Janice, good morning. Actually, good afternoon. She said good afternoon first, and then good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Lori, I found that journaling helps me sleep at night because my thoughts are written down and no longer in my mind. Great point. Great point. That's very true, because it's like writing it down forces you to digest it in a different way than rolling it around in your mind at, hours on end. I thought that area was first time blocking. That's what I've been using it for. You can use it for anything. So this space here that Stacy's talking about right here, you can use it for anything. That's a free space for you. So I jot down to-do list items as I think about them if they don't go to the weekly to-do list. I also jot down any ideas. If I see a great quote, I'll jot down a quote there. That space right there is space for you to do anything you want with it. I've seen a lot of people do that for time blocking. And I've even sometimes used it for that, although I use my my phone calendar more. A lot of times the things I put for what I will improve tomorrow have nothing at all to do with today. Yeah. And that's probably very useful if you just need to get today out of the way and move toward tomorrow with something new, right? Good morning, somebody in the user group. I journal for my day job, and it is definitely helpful. Awesome. Very cool. Very cool. Sometimes if I'm exhausted at night, I will journal and reflect on yesterday the next morning. Still works. It does absolutely still work. And that's something that, depending on like my energy levels, I've done the same thing. I find that like that quiet time in the morning after waking up, I have a new perspective already. Um, Especially if I was stressed out. So in the morning, before everybody wakes up, I have that time just kind of write down and reflect. It's actually very useful in the morning. Yeah, and the same thing, Stacy. I hear you. Good morning, Angela. So that's where you record your energy. I remember that. Angel? Are you the one that uses the spoons the technique? We might need to talk about that. But yeah, so you record your energy and like what gives you energy and what takes your energy. I think I remember that conversation. It was a while back. All right, so listen, for anybody that missed it, I'm going to give away a free Define My Day to the person that during this session writes down the one scary thing today, the outrageous idea that you're going to say yes to today. And when you accomplish it, I want you to come back and give us proof. I want you to take a selfie, take a photo of what you did. And if you do that, I'll pick one person that we send a free Define My Day to. So write down the one thing, the one outrageous idea that you're going to say yes to today, and then offer up some proof by the end of the day, and we'll pick one person that gets a free Define My Day. And congratulations to Robin, who won that yesterday. We got that out to you yesterday. Brought you a red one. Going back to the energy, I always do this. My brain is weird, so sometimes what works great for most people just does not work for me. Yeah, and that's part of the flexibility. So, we want to take plans and action that is proven, right? The things that are proven to work. But sometimes there are parts of it that need to be adjusted, or things that we need to do to capitalize on the way that we think naturally. So, so you want to kind of take advantage of what works for you, or what has worked for you in the past to keep you moving forward. And yeah, Debbie, so this is something we'll probably have to talk about this now that I've brought it up. We'll have to talk about it sometime in the future. I'm not smart enough to talk about it. I'm not educated enough, but we'll have to talk about it in the future. I know. Yeah, we'll have to get into it. Angel, maybe you and I will have to try to text back and forth so we can accurately describe it for people. The one thing, something I want to talk about now, in Eating Well, I found an article about the 6 things you can do, the 6 non-negotiables in self-care to help you better handle stress and uncertainty during this time. So I want to go through these 6 things with you. Number 1 is set a routine. Why is it? I can't read and talk at the same time. Every day I can't do this. Number 1 is set a routine. If perhaps there has been one thing that has changed us the most with COVID-19, it's our day-to-day routine. Without a structured time to be anywhere, the whole day to fill, it may be tempting to just let the day unfold. Resist that urge, right? Because keeping a regular routine is critical for maintaining physical and mental well-being. Start with creating a normal wake and bedtime. Have we talked about this? And keep it consistent. Then consider what other routines you want to structure between those 2 bookends. This can include meal times, work hours, distance learning if you have kids, family time, and time to connect with others, and personal time for hobbies, exercise, relaxing, etc. If that feels like a lot, you don't have to include all of them or even all of those every day. These are just some examples of how you can build normalcy and routine into your day with the activities that you're currently doing. This comes like straight after time blocking, right? We talked time blocking for the past 2 days. That's exactly what we're talking about here. That routine, that structure keeps you from just wasting away. So it is important, and it is number 1 on this list, and do it. Do it. Number 2, we've talked about this one. It's one of our disciplines, right? Get adequate rest. Next to staying home and safe right now, sleep is one of the most important things you can do for physical and mental health. Sleep supports your immune system, mental health, and overall well-being in too many ways to count. Aim for 7 to 9 hours of good quality sleep a night, and avoid the temptation to stay up all night binge watching Netflix, or worse, scrolling through never uplifting news. If you're currently nowhere near the recommended 7 to 9, simply start by getting to bed 15 minutes earlier than you normally do. Keep adding 15 minutes to your bedtime each week until you've reached your sleep sweet spot. To focus on the quality aspect of sleep itself, limit devices such as TV and phones 30 to 60 minutes before bed and help calm the mind, and that will help with a deep sleep. And so with this, the news aspect of it is what stands out to me. I mean, we need the sleep. We need that regular routine. You want to try to get to bed the same time every night and try to get up at the same time every day. But the news is something we can get stuck into watching or reading. But if you like, the news articles are like, once you read them for 15 minutes, they don't change. You're just getting a different take on it. So the news itself, the facts don't change much during a day. So don't get stuck getting too far into it, and certainly keep away from too many opinion pieces. All right, number 3, emphasize healthy nutrition. This is actually tough for us because we're running out of fresh stuff. We need to get to the store. Taking time to fuel your body with quality and nutrition will help you sustain energy levels and boost immunity during this time. No gimmicks or restrictive diets required. Focus on meals that include lean protein, fruits, vegetables, and fiber-rich carbs. Think whole wheat pasta, quinoa, sweet potatoes, and oats. As comforting as simple carbs like cookies and chips can be when we're stressed, these foods leave you feeling worse, especially if that's all you eat, and less equipped to handle many challenges and stressors. So part of this junk food theory that I'm buying into that seems like it makes a lot of sense is that when you eat empty carbs or junk food, not only are you riding a sugar roller coaster, but I also think that you're not giving yourself the nutrients that the body craves. So you're filling up your stomach and your body goes, okay, now we're full. But then as it's processing it, it's not absorbing nutrients. So your cells and all the parts of your body are going, we still need more, right? You don't have the vitamins, the minerals, all the things that your body needs to operate. So then it keeps saying, I'm still hungry. I'm still hungry. And then you keep shoving cookies or chips or whatever into your mouth and not the vegetables. And the body's still going, I'm still not getting what I need more, right? And it's so you have the sugar roller coaster going on while also the body going, I'm starving here. And it's not quite, you're not, and so everything's out of whack. I can say that the best habit, like the best way to short circuit this that I've found is that keeping frozen vegetables in the house or a salad that's already been made. And anytime I feel like snacking, the first place I go is heating up a bag of mixed vegetables or green beans or Brussels sprouts or whatever. And if I wouldn't have the same sense of satisfaction after eating that one time. But when I got into doing it for a week, it like my entire everything changed. Everything changed. I never had that crazy feeling of hunger, and it worked. And when you try to pack yourself with vegetables like that, it's almost impossible to eat junk so much. And you don't have that sugar roller coaster. It was probably the quickest, best little hack that I came up with. A quick 5-minute frozen vegetable meal whenever I was like craving something. And it's not easy because you don't get that immediate gratification. Like I was still sort of like craving whatever after I was done eating. But over time, over a couple of days, that completely flipped. It was actually really cool. Number 4 is move your body daily. Look, I mean, we know the importance of exercise, right? I don't need to go into it. We got to exercise. We got to take care of ourselves. We got to get our bodies moving, our blood flowing. We got to stay moving. Right now, especially, it's easy to sit on our butts on the couch. I know. So we have to get outside. Thankfully, it's getting warmer outside, getting easier to do it. So get outside, get moving. Number 5, create something meaningful. I thought this was pretty cool. It says another way to give yourself a boost right now is to think about creating something every day. Now, I'm not talking about Picasso-style works of art or poetry, unless that's your jam, but rather an opportunity to have agency and decide how you want to show up and act each day. Sounds like being intentional, right? What's meaningful may be as simple as a connection with your children at bedtime, creating a journal over this period, or making a delicious and nutritious dinner. Take care of yourself by paying attention to what you are in control of and how you want to move through this time. Right? I mean, this is exactly what we talk about. And like for me in reading this, I know like me making dinner, it's kind of become my thing. Like now I'm done working at roughly 5:30. I can go downstairs, get into the kitchen. I throw on my iPad either with a comedy or something, sometimes the news if there's something interesting on. And I'll put on my headphones and I'll sit in the kitchen for an hour making dinner. I might bake a pizza. I might make tacos. We made tacos last night. But you know, it's just like my thing to do. I really have been enjoying it because it just takes me out of. I'm still active. I'm still creating something, but it takes me out of like this work mode. So I found it really nice. But you know, journaling, connection with your kids, like us playing Uno downstairs, like this stuff. It's meaningful stuff, and it's the things that we can control. There's a lot out of control. These are the things we can control. All right, and then the last thing is take time for you, right? Not toxic productivity. Make sure you're taking time for yourself. Don't forget to schedule time for you. Create boundaries for those things that are most important to you. Boundaries are something you can control, like when we time block the relaxation time, right? And they give you the time and space to take care of yourself. What do you need to feel your best? Is it exercise? Is it time to read? Or is it to just sit in quiet? It doesn't have to require hours of time. Simply being aware of what you need and being intentional about making it happen. Oh my God. I mean, like, this is it, right? This is what we talk about every day. Be intentional about making it happen. Schedule it and commit to it, right? It's healthy. May maybe the act that you need to remind yourself that no matter what happens, you have your own back, right? You are, and this is something that frustrates me a lot, is when people do not uphold or follow through on their commitments to themselves, right? I mean, how many times do you know that person that is, you know, that like you almost don't trust them in your own relationship because they don't uphold their own promises to themselves. Now, there's also that phenomenon where people actually uphold their obligations to other people more than themselves, right? That happens quite a bit. So that's not even like that thought isn't even correct that I just said, but it's the way we kind of feel about it. Where, you know, when you watch somebody not uphold their own obligations to themselves, it's kind of hard to take them serious in other areas. But so, you know, we all do it, right? We all do it. So I think the challenge for everybody right now is uphold your own obligations to yourself. Commit to taking care of yourself. You know, this is, you know, reading, you know, commit to, like, I carry this around with me every day now, everywhere I go through the house, because I know that if it's right there, and if I sit back and find myself just tired of working and I like can't think of something to do, or there's nothing that I need to do, nothing productive, and I'm kind of in that space where I can just like fill time with nonsense. If this is within reach, I can reach over and learn something, even if I only do 5 or 10 minutes or like 3 pages, whatever it might be. That little bit of like sense of accomplishment goes forward, and it's a nice feeling that can propel you into something a lot more healthy. So hack it any way you need to hack it. This is the other book I carry around with me everywhere I go. Honestly, this is me through an entire day. Like right here. Right? I mean, I have my 2 books that I carry around with me and my cup of coffee until about noon, and then then this turns into water, right? And then maybe about like 6 or 7 o'clock, I'm still carrying this, and this might turn into a margarita. I don't know. I mean, it's just, you know, sometimes it happens. It's magic. But this hand is always the same. I have my current book I'm reading, and I have my Define My Day. And when I stop doing this is when things start going south. I might not even notice it for a while, but when these 2 things aren't at hand, then things start going south. And I start getting a little bit like, I start drifting, right? So I can always look at, okay, today, yep, there we go. That's what I need to be doing. Or, you know, I'm kind of bored. Let's read a couple of pages, right? I'm not reading entire chapters. I'm reading a couple of pages. And that is better than nothing, right? And better than nothing continuously turns into something. So, all right, let's get into the comments. So Angel getting into spoon theory. We'll talk about that sometime going forward. Debbie, my idea is to create a salad garden, seed in a way to have green salad without running to the market every few days. My local Ace Hardware has some plants, and I have seed, and I haven't done anything with them. So you got a good point there. We've been waiting until the move, but we want to get one of those flats where you just plant your own seedlings and then plant them into the garden later on. That's exactly what I want to do. I wanted to do that, like that hack that I read about a couple of months ago, where you chop the lettuce and then you put the bottom of the lettuce in water and it'll grow the lettuce again. It only grows to be about this high and then it stops and the whole bottom gets mushy and it falls apart. Didn't work, but I am looking forward to planting a vegetable garden this year. I have a pretty good feeling this is going to be going on for a while. So anything I can do to minimize my trips to the grocery store, I'd like better. Um, Angel, we got our Angels, our first one here. The outrageous thing I will do today is make homemade tortillas for dinner tonight instead of the packaged ones. That's cool. My kids will be thrilled if I follow through because it usually I am exhausted and just get the ones in the pantry. So this I love this because it's also purpose driven, right? So it's fun, it's different, and it's purpose driven because you can see that your kids are going to be excited about it. There's a whole lot wrapped up into this. I want to see photos of these tortillas. I made bread a couple of weeks ago. It's just basically water, and I think there might have been a little bit of garlic in it, but water and flour, and you mix it up until it gets like and you let it sit for like a half an hour, and then you put it in the little balls, and then you roll it out and then bake it. Actually, no, you pan fry it. Like just put it in a pan and cook it with like a little bit of oil, and it looks like naan if you've ever had Indian naan. But it tasted great. My kids loved it. It's flour and water. There's really almost nothing else in it, I don't think. Maybe a little bit of oil. I don't remember, but my kids loved it. It was great. Great little snack. So that's pretty cool, Angel. I'm looking forward to seeing that. And yes, my hair is getting ridiculous. Ridiculous. We're debating as to whether we're going to get clippers. My kid's hair, my oldest son, who already had long hair on top and real short on the sides, it's starting to get into his eyes now, and he's getting a little bit annoyed with it. So now I'm like, hey, we can shave your head. He's like, no. So we'll see. We'll see. Good morning. Debbie says, bullseye, this is golden information today. I didn't need to look into it more. Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you. Show it again. You joined late. So you want to see, what do you want to see? You want to see this? Is that what you want to see? If you missed it, you can always watch the replay. The replay will be available on YouTube and on Facebook. But the question, the prompt we had is, what's the one outrageous idea that you're going to say yes to today? And if you type it in here and then do it and then show us evidence of it, a photo, a selfie, whatever, under your comment, we are going to send out a free book to one person that shows us proof that they did their outrageous thing today. So this book, if you're looking at which book I'm reading right now, this book is What Makes Your Brain Happy and Why You Should Do the Opposite. So it actually very much flows from this one. Let me get it. I have something stacked on it. It's actually a pretty nice complement to this one that I read last month. Awesome. Thanks. A little something turns into something. A little of something turns into something. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Going back to school, you are 50. Good for you. That's awesome. Good for you. My outrageous thing I'm going to do today is make an apple crisp from all the apples that were given to us from the school food program. Good for you. That's pretty cool. Show a photo of that. It's going to make me hungry. Ugh. Debbie, is that something you're doing or the outrageous thing? Debbie said, I just did that with my last head of romaine lettuce and we have a 2-inch amount of growth. It will go into a pot also and we shall see how it works. This is my salad garden will be my outrageous idea. Yeah, so the salad garden, you're not going to be able to show proof unless you actually plant it today. But yeah. Hey, Mary Kay. So you're unknown. And in case you didn't know why, if you're commenting from the user group, unknown is like a privacy setting because the user group is a private user group. So the only way I see names is if you're commenting on the video that's either on YouTube or the one on our public Facebook page. The user group gets privacy. Caroline says, my outrageous thing is to start and have been wanting to do that. My outrageous thing is to start, and I have been wanting to do this, is print some shirts up for the first time. Another stream of revenue. Very cool. You know what? I can't wait to see what these shirts look like. Because we've been thinking about doing t-shirts too. I'd like to see what you have going on there. Something I've been wanting to do and holding myself back. Thanks for my goal today. Or that's my goal today. Good. That's awesome. I can't wait to see it. Do it. Another book I carry around. Yep. The other book I carry around. So then again, that's the What Makes Your Brain Happy and Why You Should Do the Opposite. That's the one I'm reading right now. And your name is not showing because you're in the user group. User group gets some privacy. Stacy says, I'm going to bite the bullet and revamp our homepage and the website to start converting us from a walk-in business to an online business. That is huge. That's huge. Good for you. Good for you. Sandy says, perhaps at some time give us a list of 5 to 10 books you recommend to complement this process. Yeah, I know. So we're working on a resource page, and it's taken a back seat because I always make it too big. I always start like writing the books, and then I want to write a synopsis, and it turns into another book. I do have a book list somewhere in the blog on definemyday.com, but I need to make it a static resource of all the books that we talk about. And that was your outrageous thing, but you sent it too fast. That's okay. I got you. You love this platform I'm using. Do you mind sharing? So professional. Thank you. So what we're using is Ecamm, and it's spelled Ecamm. It took us some time. We tried a bunch of different things, but it works because it's now like we can stream to a couple of different places at once. And it offers this ability to show some different scenes and things. And there's even a green screen option that if you have a green screen behind you, you can put yourself in front of something. It's kind of like what they do in the news, it's pretty cool. Just don't wear a green shirt. I don't have a green screen yet, but we may eventually do it. Right now you get to see all my stuff getting ready to go into the moving truck. My outrageous thing is buying 6 more months of Define My Day, but I did it yesterday. Great time to buy. Spring forward. Hey, thank you for buying 6 Define My Days. I really appreciate that. Very cool. Very cool. You're welcome. And you're welcome. Very cool. Thank you, guys. All right, everybody, I'm going to get on with what we got to get going on today. I got to do what's my outrageous thing? I didn't give you my outrageous thing. What's my outrageous thing? I don't know what it is. I have no idea. You know what? Of all this time, I didn't even think about what my outrageous thing is going to be. If I think of something, I'll put it in the comments. Wow. Terrible example. Terrible example. Anyway, I hope you guys all have a great day. Be healthy, be happy, keep moving forward, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Take care. Bye.